The message that came to me this morning is the sentiment of knowing that you belong. But of course, with everything, it's also feeling that you belong. So I am currently doing something where, like, literally my first day, I felt so much resistance to the idea that I belonged to this group that I'm currently working with. And I didn't even realize it was a lot, because of course whenever there is a rise of something inside of us, it's really hard for us to, first of all, like, feel it, because it can be overwhelming, and second of all, to become aware of it, because again, it's super overwhelming and almost takes over every part of you. And so you're left with just feeling a certain way. And by talking about it, I was able to realize, like, wait a second, there's so much resistance. I think because there was like a cat fur on my lip, but there was so much resistance because you're not used to feeling and knowing, especially in your body, that you belong. And so if you were raised in an abusive, neglectful household, where maybe your parents were your first bully, where maybe you learned you can't be yourself, where maybe you were expected to be there and hold space for someone else's needs and wants and desires, but never your own. It's like a lot, but essentially this message that I feel today, that, like, it just came, like you belong. And you have to say that because it all starts with the belief, and you also have to feel it. So I'm starting, like, this new journey where I'm, like, with a bunch of people, and I didn't realize how much it was going to take a toll on me. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity, as well as me even doing this video, because I was feeling a lot earlier. I felt super nauseous. I felt super, like, my head was pounding. It hurt so much. I haven't experienced this sort of level of, I don't even know how to phrase it. Sure, anxiety, but it's literally taking me from, because one thing I've noticed recently with all of my adventures, all of me putting myself out there, trying new things, going out to eat by myself, and everything else like that, it's one thing to mentally know, like, okay, I'm awesome, I can do this. But it's like a whole other ballpark when it comes to your body. And all the trauma that has been stored, all of the trauma that hasn't been tended to comes out. And so always be proud of yourself. I didn't think this video was going to be as emotional, but it is, which is totally awesome and totally fine. I always feel really, really good when I'm driving. So I'm like, just make a video, go out for a drive, and speak on what you feel, which is that, like, literally you belong. Don't ever think there's a space where you don't. Even if there were, like, so many spaces and times before where maybe you literally were rejected from, like, don't let that dark cloud follow you into new spaces. Because in this new space that I am in right now, like, everyone's so loving and everyone is so sweet. And it was just so overwhelming whenever day one happened, which was this past week. And it was so interesting because all of this week I've been super off, and not just like off of my calorie deficit, but just like in this really weird space of feeling like, I don't know, it was just almost like a depersonalization space where like, you know, you're here, you know who you are and everything, but something feels a little off. And so I was really gentle with myself this past week. I dropped all like obligations. I tended to how I'm feeling, and when everything was happening, it was kind of just like, oh yeah, it starts like, you know, I just met with my group, but I'm gonna meet with them again like in an hour. And when I was in home, it was just like I could feel so much, like my head was throbbing and I felt so nauseous, and I felt like, and it's like, just go outside, but you belong, I belong. And the quickest way, or at least for me, with everything I've gone through and everything I've been through and all of my triumphs and success so far, it all starts with the belief. Like, it literally all starts with the belief. And it helps if you have someone to talk to sort of help you become more aware. Like, oh, you're right. Like, I didn't even notice that I was passing, you know, judgment. I didn't even notice that I was comparing. I didn't even realize that I was, you know, separating myself from the group before they even had a chance to, you know. It helps a lot. But one thing I've noticed is that your body does always tell you, like, it talks to you so much. And so with me, like, growing up, I had headaches all the time and I thought it was normal. But like, now that I'm super healthy in my mind and my body, it's like I rarely get them. And so the moment I get them, like today, for example, I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling like I can't focus. My eyes, every time I look at something, it's like throbbing, it hurts. And it's kind of just like, this isn't typically how I feel. So I think something's off. And it sort of just gives me an indicator like, hey, you know, you need to take a break from whatever this is, which is me actively putting myself out there in a space where I initially didn't feel like I belonged. But it's like, you have to start with the mind. Like, wait a second, I do, you do. And so it's like that's literally how it starts. And I didn't want to like sign in this morning. I didn't want to show up. I didn't want to do anything like that, because like I just felt so, like, because the quickest way to protect yourself from being rejected is to reject everyone else, right? And if you have a long history of trauma and abuse and whatnot, it's like even though mentally I'm psyched, I signed up for this, I'm super, whenever it happened, I was so proud, I was so happy. But as soon as like it started happening, it was like, wait a second, wait, what? Like, and my body kind of had this reaction of like I don't want to do this anymore. But mentally, it's like, I know this is going to take me to that next. I know this past week and everything, this, even today, like right now, I know this is like to my next big thing, to where I'm supposed to be. I know this is like the transition. I know this is like the in-between. I know that, like, I know that. And I know, and you have to be super gentle with yourself, but I knew that if I was like, oh, never mind, which totally, like in a different reality, Pauline chose to do that, like not, you know, she signed up, but she didn't show up, which I know I've done that before in the past. It's like, well, that's fine, because that's where you are right now. That's totally fine. Like, it's okay. And so, always take deep breaths, right? Always feel your body. Your body always knows what's best. And you always know what's best. But my biggest message that I had today is just that you belong. In whatever space that you don't feel like you do, or even in spaces you're rejected, like, you did belong, but for whatever reason, somebody wanted to make you feel like you weren't supposed to be there. Sometimes it's our own parents. But, like, no. Like literally, it all starts with the belief. And hopefully, with awareness and all of that, We follow our intuition. We follow, and we're gonna, because like this is what I mean when I say like follow your intuition, or follow like, and then you're gonna get to where you're supposed to be. It's different for everyone. So it's anytime someone's like, oh, you know, like how exactly is it gonna look like for me, it's like I can't tell you that, but just follow your intuition, follow your heart, follow what's inside, follow what you feel. In the past, I have signed up for things and didn't show up or didn't go through because it just wasn't the time for me. And this time, it's like I signed up for something, and all morning, all week, I could feel this resistance, this pushback, this no, right? Because my body knows how painful it is to pursue something, to be with someone, and to be rejected or ridiculed or humiliated. And so like wherever that came from, like just understand like that's not happening. And if it is happening, like, you know, take the steps or whatever to like get out of it. But it's always not that simple, because it's always it's a lot. It's a lot when you have like a lot of trauma and a lot of like background. Like your body is always going to want to protect you. And so you have to give yourself grace. You have to give yourself the knowledge of knowing like I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Like always, like that's like one of my favorite top mantras is I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm like right now I'm supposed to be driving this car, talking into, you know, like this is exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I'm exactly who I am right now. And especially if you grew up with parents who maybe like gaslit you or didn't let you feel your feelings, or didn't validate how you felt, didn't do, you know, like you have to 100%, 1000% know and validate yourself. That's like one of my favorite ones, because like it's so common to be like, you know, what am I supposed to be doing? Am I missing something? Is there something, you know, like da-da-da-da? Like it's so easy to do all of that. And for our minds, for a lot of us, like that's just how it is. But I did not realize this video was going to be so emotional. And even when I chose to make this video, a part of me was like, I'm going to just like stay inside and like, you know, like I was going to lay on my bed and like close my eyes and just relax, which I'm pretty sure would have been super awesome. But there was another part of me, a bigger part of me, that was like, no, go make the video, go outside. Like you're going to feel so much better. And whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen. And so, yeah, just like always know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Always know that you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Always know that you are the person you are supposed to be 100,000%. And everything's awesome. Oh, thank you. But yeah, you're awesome. You belong 1,000%. Even in the spaces where you don't feel like you do. And just start with that belief. Just start with it. You can even visualize it before it all happens. I belong, right? I belong.